Welcome to Overwatch. This time we'll be talking about Lucio.
Oh, come on, let's bring it together.
In this video we'll be looking into his equipment, abilities and the playstyle Lucio promotes. We'll also be talking about the idea of flexible picks in various roles and how Lucio is hopefully the first of a bunch of flexible heroes. Lucio brings with him a blend of support and assault potential and can perform in numerous roles thanks to the versatility of his kit. While not as surefire as the more focused heroes, Lucio will add power to your team in interesting ways. To understand how, let's look at his abilities.
Oh yeah!
Lucio's weapon is the Sonic Amplifier. The key to understanding this weapon is that it fires in burst mode, 4 shots at a time. With a total of 20 ammo, this gives you 5 shots before a reload thanks to basic maths. From accounts from Gamescom, this weapon can deal quite a lot of damage. The fact that the projectiles are non-hit scan means that accuracy isn't guaranteed. Getting up close and personal is your best bet. But what happens if you don't want to be up close? For that we have the Sound Wave. Sound Wave is a short-range knockback that packs quite the punch. A simple displacement ability that gives you some zoning power, as well as a huge threat near cliffs, balconies and other hazards. To also clear things up, no, this does not reflect projectiles. Next up is the key to Lucio's kit, Crossfade. Crossfade enables you to switch between 2 tracks. The first, which I will call Rejuvenation because I'm not going to try speaking Portuguese, provides a constant slow healing when near Lucio. The second, We Move as One, provides a movement speed buff. By using Crossfade, you swap between the 2 tracks on the fly. Note that the UI shows which track is active, as well as how many people you're buffing in the center. Finally, for normal abilities, we have Amp It Up. This effectively increases the effect of your current track dramatically, either with increased healing on everyone nearby, or a pretty intense movement speed buff. Amp It Up has a relatively long cooldown on the Gamescom build, so careful choices will need to be made. For mobility we have Wall Ride. Lucio moves on a set of futuristic skates, making his motions very smooth. To add to this, he can hop on walls and slide across them, even being able to jump from one wall to another, Prince of Persia style. This opens up extra movement options as it gives him additional jump height by jumping on the wall and then off it, as well as extra angles of attack. His ultimate, the Sound Barrier, instantly clocks in my opinion in one of the strongest ultimates in the game. Sound Barrier slams a 500 hit point shield on all nearby allies that depletes quickly over time. Affectionately dubbed the Bro Shield by developers, you can think of this ultimate as dropping Winston to everyone's chest. Why do I think it's so strong? Guaranteed effect. By using Sound Barrier, you've effectively made everyone near you into a tank. It will absorb any damage they take first and makes it immensely harder for the defending team to stop a push or for the attacking team to get any kills and remove defenders. The best way to beat it is to try and stall out the other team and let the shield burn off, but if you can't do that, then you need constant damage to grind things down. This is different to Zenyatta's ultimate for example, which can be outbursted, or Mercy's ultimate which is purely reactive. Your best bet, raise shields, use the Zarya ultimate and find ways to stall. Concussive Blast still punches shields hard also, so that might help a little. That being said, I'm fine with Sound Barrier being so strong. The rest of Lucio's kit gives him flexibility, but individually his power is on the low side. The Rejuvenation track, for example, I can see as only being real used out of combat. The healing is too slow to really impact how long it takes someone to die in a meaningful way, and moving faster will probably be more use anyway. While Lucio himself can deal a lot of damage, he can't take a hit and wants to be with the rest of the team to maximize effective use of his auras. To really drill down on the auras, I had a suspicion that this was the case, and seeing snippets from the devs kinda confirmed it as well as the gameplay preview. The default gameplay of Lucio seems to be focused around the speed boost, but you really want to amp it up on the healing. Expect a crossfade into heal, then amp, then crossfade back to speed aura in combat, while using the healing aura out of combat to keep everyone topped off. I mentioned in the intro that Lucio is a flex pick, so let's take a moment to talk about what that means. Right now, especially amongst the supports, we have very clear roles. Our defensive buff-oriented supports and our healing supports. Lucio bridges the gap between support and assault. Unlike the others, he really wants to be in the fray. Zarya is similar in that she bridges assault and tanking roles, her ability to kill you if you engage her meaningfully being a part of her tanking. Heroes overlapping like this is something I like to see. Ideally, I'd like to imagine team comps having a few core roles, say Mercy and Reinhardt, but having flex picks to shore up any weaknesses. We'll see how this all pans out. So, how do you be the best cyber bard you can be? Well, understanding your role in a team. Lucio will plug the gap if a team is leaning towards too much support or too much damage. You need to decide on the fly if you're a mobile harassment or the team's backline buff bot with occasional shots landing. keeping track of the team's status, knowing if it's a good time to be healing everyone back up or moving everyone around, and what to spend your amp on will make up a good chunk of your decision making. Get this wrong and you'll be low impact. Being skilled with a fiddly weapon. A burst fire projectile weapon isn't going to be the easiest thing to use, but powerful if mastered. Get ready to whiff a lot of shots past mid-range. And you enjoyed dropping the beats. Can I say it's nice to get some official Overwatch music out there? Blizzard really need to put the main theme on the SoundCloud already. So that's the crunch. What about the fluff? Well, music can really get people moving, and no one believes that quite like Lucio. Growing up in a crowded favela in Rio de Janeiro, he used music to lift spirits and inspire. Performing on the streets and in various underground shows, his popularity exploded outwards. However, things changed as the Vishkar Corporation began a large development project, resulting in strict order and law to create a more orderly society. Naturally, unlicensed raves and street performances had to go, alongside strict curfews, as well as forcing locals into being cheap labour. Standing up in the face of this multinational, Lucio stole sonic technology the Vishkar had in place for suppression, turning it on to its designers and leading a revolution. His story grabbed the attention of the world and instantly made Lucio a superstar. For those familiar with the world, the Vishkar Corporation should be recognisable as the company Symmetra works for. The easiest way to explain their presentation thus far would be the old D&D alignment system, with the Vishkar being pretty heavily lawful and Lucio being more towards the chaotic angle. This also puts Symmetra in opposition to our Brazilian DJ, setting up a great light versus sound battle. Otherwise, Lucio is meant to embody what Overwatch was, someone looking out for others, fighting battles that need fighting, and standing up for what they believe is right. Up next, we'll be looking at his gameplay preview to see it all in action. Thanks for watching to the end. I am but one channel amongst many, and I hope you learned a little about Overwatch's newest member. If you enjoyed the video, like, sub and all that fluff. I enjoy reading comments and discussion, so feel free to post them. Especially feel free to post if you have experience playing him at Gamescom. I'd love to see your recollections and thoughts on him and the game as a whole. Special thanks go to those of you who already are. Toodles.